right, so this is the first day. And so the question for the bell ringer is what is an example of fixed cost for business? And so that's what we're talking about is supply, demand, costs, and how they're created. Hopefully you had time to work on the reading by clicking on the document. Make sure you just have one main point and comment in the margin for each of those. And for the notes today, we'll start off with demand. And so, in most cases, demand is based on consumerism of the average person. We all demand goods and services on a daily basis. But of course, it's not just limited to that. It can be the consumption of goods and services by businesses and the government because they purchase products too. The important thing about demand, of course, is the law of demand in particular, which simply states that as price goes down, demand will go up, and that makes sense. People are going to want to buy more whenever the costs are lower. And then when the price goes up, the demand is going to go down. When things are more expensive, people don't want to buy as many products. Pretty simple, it's common sense. Changes in demand happen because of the substitution effect, whether or not people can buy a different good instead. So if the price goes up a little bit, but there's a competitor that has a similar product, it's going to drastically change demand. But if there's no other similar product available, then obviously people are going to have to continue to buy the product no matter what. Then there's the income effect. Typically, as people's incomes go up, they buy more of what are called normal goods. That isn't true, though, of what we call inferior goods. So, generic products, products that are looked down upon, especially as you become wealthier, people are going to be less likely to buy those. Then there are also consumer expectations. If people are able to look forward to a sale in the future, demand in the short run is going to be down. And the opposite is also true. If people know a sale is going to end, then demand is going to be incredibly high. Population trends also impact demand. The baby boomers had been one of the largest generations ever. And so as they went through the different stages of their life, there'd be different increases in demand for particular products. So right now they're in their mid 70s to early 60s. So you're going to see a lot of geriatric related products higher in demand. And then there's also tastes and advertising. That can also increase demand. So fads increases in popularity just amongst your peers, and also advertising, which tries to hone in on that and convince people that if they want to be in the know and part of the larger group, that they need to buy certain products so they're special for buying it. That can also impact demand. And there's also complementary goods. The fact that if the demand for one product goes up, the demand for another product is going to go up as well. Undoubtedly, if there's a huge increase in the demand for spaghetti noodles, there's probably going to be an increase in the demand for spaghetti sauce. And there's also extreme demand or panic buying, and we've seen a lot of that over the last year and a half, often based on rumors and speculation and having little to do with reality. But unfortunately, when people believe this kind of stuff, it causes demand to skyrocket, and then, of course, there are shortages. And so more people feel the need to go out and buy things. We saw that with toilet paper. We saw that with gasoline, bizarrely, over the last couple weeks. But
yeah, I don't understand that, but I'll save the question until tomorrow.
Thank you. So we end up with high demand in particular, which can lead to the government having to get involved. The government may have to ration products if demand is in excess. But in the meantime, before it gets to that stage, obviously the prices are going to skyrocket. And so that's one of the reasons why we're seeing inflation a little bit higher than usual right now, as we come out of the pandemic, you're going to see demand for a lot of individual products skyrocket, especially during the summer. People have been saving money and they haven't gone on trips, and so gasoline prices will probably go up significantly over the summer months as people start going out on trips in excess amounts. So, demand can obviously have an impact on all of our lives in one way or another. So, that's all the notes on demand. Tomorrow, we'll talk about supply.